Day, obviously, with the IndyCar refresher course for the 2013 Indianapolis 500, presented by Gamebridge champion Tony Kanaan, who's also the team principal at Aero McLaren. He's turned countless laps around this place, and who knew that you'd have an opportunity to turn a few more? How was it?
Awesome.
Yeah.
As usual, I think I came down pit lane after my warm-up lap, and we did an installation lap, and I said, I've never really took it for granted, this place or driving an Indy car, but after 2 years, I'm like, I had the coolest job in the world for 26 years. Just gonna have to control myself for 30 laps. That after that, I'm not wanting to do it again. I think I would have to change homes, and I'm not gonna have a wife and kids. She'll divorce me for sure. But it was awesome. I'm pretty lucky. I think this place never let me down. And today, even special little things. I mean, Kyle Sagan, it's been my mechanic for years, and he was in my 2013 car, and he was the one that buckled me up most of my career. He's with the team now, and he was not supposed to be there this morning because in the other car, and he came in to buckle me in. So special moments like that, even though it's just a few laps, I got to enjoy.
The crazy thing is, knowing you were going to do this, but you had to sit through Tuesday's rain, yesterday's rain.
I mean, why IMS was going to make it easy for me? It made me wait 12 years. The 2 days was nothing.
Yeah, yeah, good point. All right, we open up for questions. Barb has the microphone. Jenna, lead us off.
Hey, TK.
Hi.
You said on the broadcast that you had a quote tickle in your belly after the refresher course. I mean, you're the team principal. Can't you just get yourself a fifth car and get out there?
That obviously, Jenna, my retirement, the whole month, it was really but it was really special. To be honest, I think that my biggest fear then was how much I was going to miss. And I think the experience with not just the fans, my family, my friends, and they probably put a lot into, like, I don't want to spoil that. So I say that, and then I said that out of the car after 30 laps by myself, and car was pretty good, so it was not a lot of effort, really just enjoying the speed. I'm not sure I want to start 33rd and try to pass everybody and suffer for 2.5 hours. So not really. I think, honestly, I was joking, but I have a huge responsibility right now with the team. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. I think I did go out on my own terms, and I'm very intense, as you know. So I'm fully focused on making this team one of the best teams in IndyCar for the standards that everybody thinks about us and myself. So it was cool, but I'm okay. I'm really I was joking. I don't have the need to go back in the race car.
On the note that you were just talking about your new job, I spent some time with Zach last week in Miami, and he was
Lucky you.
Yes, indeed. And he was just raving about the job you've done. And one of the things he said was that all his dirty work that he passes off onto you to do, that you have no problem. You call back in 10 minutes and say, done, I've handled it. How have you made that transition from driver to team leader, boss, who has to be the guy in charge and make hard decisions and make hard phone calls?
I mean, I wouldn't call it dirty work. It's life, right? I mean, I remember Mike Andretti had to tell me that I didn't have a job the following year when I had a 5-year deal signed. And I think the way I want to run the team, it's what I think Zach and I think the same. I think it's not that he doesn't want to do it. I mean, I'm in charge. I should do it. Otherwise, if he's going to do everything for me, why am I here? But look, I try to be as much up front as I can. I think people say, "Oh, you're extremely transparent." It's just because I can't fake it. If I'm mad at you, I probably cannot even look at you, so I might as well tell you, right? And I think people, when you're being honest, good or bad, is going to be very uncomfortable. I think I had to do a few things through out this few months that I've been in, that people that were my friends, but it's not about that. We run a company now. It's also my reputation and how I wanted it to perceive this team to be successful. And if people are not able to separate the friendship to the professional, then too bad. I think it's a choice that I made. I think I'm a fair person. I think I try to run the team as fair as I can. And, you know, if you're lacking, I will tell you. And then when we have a conversation, or if you're doing good, I'll tell you. I think it's more of I don't take myself as the big boss all the time. I think I would never forget that, Zach told me one day, you don't need a title. If 10 people walk in the room, they should be able to pick who the boss is. So I think we have a good relationship, what we're building here. Expectations are high. The pressure is really high on us, especially with McLaren doing well in Formula One. That, pressure, you guys follow my career, you follow my entire career. This is nothing on getting year after year asked if this was going to be the year to win this thing. So I'll take it. And I told Zach, I'll run it until the day that I don't want it or he doesn't want it anymore. But until then, we'll be Zach's style. No, that's his job. And then I'll pick the ones that I want. And then he deals with the rest.
Let's go Bruce and then back to Nathan.
First time driving a hybrid, how different did it feel from what you had experienced before?
I truly didn't think it was any different. The only answer I can give you, it's probably I had a 2-year pause, so I had time to kind of reset a couple of things, but I truly didn't think it was anything different. The car by myself, I mean, it was going to feel good, and I knew we had a decent car. So honestly, it was good to feel the difference with, deploying and no deploying, because I think it's been a talk. But honestly, Bruce, I don't think I probably had to run in traffic a little bit. They say it's a little heavier. I truly didn't feel anything.
Will you be running any in traffic?
No, that's it for me. Traffic will be if it rains and 33rd, I'll be 33rd there, which I have to make a decision. If I take the green flag, what do I do?
Well, there was one year where you passed like 7 cars.
Yeah, but I got to talk to my other boss here that, Yeah, well, here you go then.
Lauren says go for it. All right.
I'm not gonna. She is the boss, and then as far as Aaron McLaren, who am I gonna yell at? It's to myself.
For yourself.
Okay, deal.
Nathan.
Tony, I know we joke about the multiple times that you've retired from this sport, but I know you really seemingly kind of put a cap on things in a great way a couple of years ago here at IMS with your final 500 start. Do you, I know you did this for the team, and if it's necessary, we'll happily hop in for Kyle on race day. But do you almost wish that moment that you had in 2023 were your last competitive laps here, or are you happy that you got another opportunity to get back out there today?
No, I was totally fine with the pass on the grass for 11th place, and my last lap with Alio after the checker, we battled for 10th and 11th or 11th or 12th, whatever that was, like we're little kids, just to want to have a go after the race. So no, Nate, look, I like I said, I'm not sure if it had gone any another way, how my life would have turned after the retirement with things that were going to come up. Obviously, I did not expect, nobody did, for me to be running the team. I'm so focused and committed to that and no disrespect to my previous career, I think I did it. I won everything I wanted it to win, not as much as my, selfishly I wanted to, but I'm fully committed to the team. I have no desire to go back and focus on, the driver, Tony Kanaan. It was not in a very good mood all the time, and always worry about his results and, asking from myself quite a bit in a different way. So I'm good. I have no desire to be back in the car, and I don't think I will. And that doesn't mean in any diminished way. I have a bigger commitment.
I know everyone's hoping that we get a completely dry and sunny race day, but if things come to where Kyle has to leave early and you do find yourself in the car starting 33rd, as best as you understand now, how will that affect not having you on the timing stand, how will this team make adjustments to fill the role if you were no longer there to be team principal for those 3
We're
hours?
pretty well prepared for this race because remember, I am on Kyle's car in the race. So the team itself, the other 3 cars are not getting jeopardized because I'm not there. So I don't think it will truly, I mean, by the time the race goes green flag, I mean, I think we know what to do, and I don't think there is a decision that the team principal needs to weigh in. I have more capable people doing strategy and everything else than me making a decision. So if that happens, I'm gonna race, I guess. So we'll maybe pull a TK start and see what's gonna happen.
Thanks.
Let's go Tony and then Chris, and we'll go back for that.
Kind of to that point a little bit. If there's, I mean, we can look at weather all we want. We know it can change. Are you preparing Saturday night before the race as a driver, as a team manager, as both? And what's the difference between the two? Might not be too much, besides maybe just prepping your body for going 500 miles.
I mean, no, I'm doing the team commitments that I have to do as a team principal until whatever time they need me on Saturday night. And I think I kept myself in shape, Tony. I think I can wake up and switch and just go. I mean, I'll probably be dead after the race and will take me 15 days to recover because I'm old. But no, I'll make the commitments. We have sponsors and partners that are coming to this race. It's a special moment for them. And I'm the team principal. I'm not going to be thinking about the race until we wake up in the morning and it's raining. Then I might drink a little bit more water and go, but no.
Chris?
Tony, you mentioned Elio earlier. I know you can talk to 4 other drivers on the team about anything that's gone on with the cars the last couple of years, but you talk to him at all about, how everything feels with the hybrid, or did you just let it go?
Yeah, I mean, we chatted 2 nights ago and he's like, I didn't feel a big difference, which that's what I just said to Bruce. So he just told me it's like, he said, I went flat out of the pits, lap 1. I went flat in turn 1. So I had to do it as well. I can't just let him have that. So we did it as well. Because also if I crashed the car, I was going to have to see the team principal, which I think was going to be an easy conversation.
David?
Tony, was there anything that you learned or were able to try out there that might help your other 4 drivers, especially Kyle Larson, who's in the same car?
No, we tried to be fair and then do what IndyCar was asking, but I don't know, we have good cars, so now they're in trouble if they complain. So that's probably they didn't want me in the car. But nah, we really didn't do anything. The only adjustments we made was the steering wheel was off a little bit, which for my liking, and we really tried to do and be fair to the series. But yeah, I got to feel the car and I'm like, hey, I don't want to hear. It feels good to me.
We'll take 1 more, maybe 2 more, and then wrap up after that. Mary?
Tony, Kyle's come over from NASCAR, and I don't know if the driver setups are all the same, but does Kyle bring anything different from, maybe he has a different perspective in what he asked for in the car, and then were you able to notice anything?
Yeah, I mean, Kyle's a true racer. I don't think I need to sit here and talk about his qualities because I think the result shows it. But Kyle's biggest advantage is he adapts pretty quick because he races everything. So he complains a lot less than all of us, which is kind of being with him last year, but even this year, the first 2 days, car's fine. And then you can see engineers getting a little like, whoa, it can be fine. I'm like, well, it's fine. And he was right. I drove around, car was fine. So he's pretty chilled. And then he focused on trying to, and I think that is more of the condition of where he comes from. You just try to adapt to the condition and make the car fast without trying to come in and ask for a change all the time. His runs are longer, and you can see him playing around, which is it's pretty cool to see because I think the rhythm in IndyCar is different, right? You do 3 laps, you come in, you try to make a change, and I think we learned a lot from him on that as a team, and especially translating to the teammates. So no, he brings a lot. And I mean, I raced with Kyle. We won the 24 Hours of Daytona in 2015, and he already amazed me there when he was pretty young and no road course background, and came in with me and Dixon there and ran the same lap times in the race. I'm like, thank God he's in NASCAR, not an IndyCar. But I truly admire him as a racer. It's to me, it's one of the biggest talents we've ever seen around the world, and it's pretty cool to live the experience with him.
Last question from Josh. Go ahead. What?
Yeah.
Oh, well, two more questions. Sorry. Okay.
Don't be rude.
I don't know what you got stuff going on today or no?
They're right.
You're all
I'm
day?
done. I
Okay.
gotta rest.
You're the
tired.
You're tired. Get your rocking chair. Josh, go ahead.
Tony, how you doing?
Hey.
Joshua Huron at the Indy Star. You had 2 years off, and I'm sure one could learn a lot in retirement. What are some things that you've learned over the past 2 years that you think may help in your approach to this race as a leader and potential participant?
Well, as a leader, I learned that I can make slower decisions when it talks to team personnel and changes in the team. Because race car drivers, we make them, on the spot. But also, it's funny because I've see a lot of my actions in the past through my drivers, and sometimes I'm like, wow, was I like that? Which, good or bad, right? So I think it's part of. I don't think I can distinguish something that I really learned. That I think they're pretty similar. We're a performance team. A driver is always on the spot, but maybe I would say if I had to pick one thing is how important it is to being the leader, not just as a team principal, but as a race car driver. The driver is the leader of that team. How you communicate to your people, depending in what situation it is, you can change the entire dynamic. So speaking of myself, I think I'm pretty vocal and not, I should take a breath before I should have taken a breath a few times in my career before I said something that would affect good or bad. And I think that's something that I've grown a lot the past 2 years and learn how to do it. But I had to remove myself from the position to see how would that affect the entire group. And sometimes, you stick a helmet on a driver, you put us out there 240 miles an hour, banging wheels, and you want us to take a breath and answer a question really calmly. I think it's hard. So
Go ahead.
Tony, 2 questions. First, 20 years since Dan Weldon's first win here, obviously a very good friend of yours. With Sebastian and Oliver now working their way up in racing, how much does it mean to you watching their development in the sport?
That's awesome, right? I mean, obviously, we kept it pretty close with Susie and the boys, and it's amazing. I can see really 2 little Dans over there. It's amazing how you talk about, they didn't leave that long with Dan, but they have every single thing of Dan apart from, it's just everything. And debatable, I think they're all faster than Dan, but joking. But it's pretty cool to see, and anything we can do to praise them and get them in. I think the kids are pretty fast.
How proud do you think Dan would be seeing his sons as far as they've gone in the racing sport?
Really proud. I think Dan was a family man, and I would love to see him as a dad freaking out when his kids are at the racetrack just to make fun of him. But I think hopefully wherever he is, he's proud of all of us. We kept the promise that we're always going to be behind his family, and this is something that we all have among ourselves, between myself, Dario, and hopefully one day we'll get to talk and see how really proud he is. But hopefully he is.
Sebastian Oliver might be looking for a job in a couple of years.
That's Zach's job.
Before you take off, dust off your Portuguese for our friends from Brazil, just to talk about your day a little bit.
Sure. Bom, foi ótimo dia, muitas memórias. Eu acho que revivi umas situações super especiais. O carro tá bom. Agora é bom que eu vou colocar pressão nos meus pilotos para eles ganharem a corrida agora. Mas foi um dia super especial para mim. Super contente, mas voltar à realidade agora e voltar a trabalhar.
Thanks for coming up. Nice
Thank
job
you,
today.
guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tony.